Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? I'm back with another video. It's been about 4 months, if you can believe that, since I posted my day 2 of the CBD Salve experience that I was going through. Totally fell off the bandwagon. I was in coordinates with doing a lot of things for my classes. The semester was absolutely crazy, but I did decide to come back on and hopefully kind of share my experiences of my next few steps. Couple things. I did record a video after those 2 videos. I didn't post them, but I will be posting it kind of after this little announcement. But a couple things. I really do love the salve. I still use it sometimes, more so as a topical for when my knee flares up, but I don't use it nearly as much as I was in the past. But if you're interested in finding out what my next steps are in this journey of relief, keep on watching.
Hey beautiful people, it's Abby. Today I wanted to give you a video that I would kind of describe my experience with going to the clinic, where I was certified physician who was certified through the state of Maryland to give that okay that I would be certified for a medicinal marijuana patient. So a little bit of background to kind of start off with. So I don't, if you have seen my previous videos, I won't go into detail. I started taking CBD Salve. This stuff is from Vermont. It's great. It works awesome. The only problem with that, and the reason why I wanted to kind of go on to the next thing, it wasn't lasting as long. I had to, if I wanted this to last a whole day, I'd probably have to go through, not a whole bottle, but I'd have to go for a fairly good amount. They say like on the instructions to take 1 scoop of this every 4 to 6 hours. So it worked. I drank it with tea. I put in my tea and just kind of let it melt. Since it's an oil, it has coconut oil as kind of its base. So it was good. But if you're interested in specifically that, I did make a video where I actually showed you how to make the tea and kind of go into detail about that. So I have been diagnosed, if you haven't seen my previous video, my first video is I've been diagnosed with chronic pain, specifically plaga syndrome, which is just, I got a lot of knee pain, my right knee. It's depression, anxiety, OCD, and migraines with and without aura. So basically my number one thing is pain. So not only from my knee, but also from migraines a lot. So that is the reason why I kind of wanted to take the next step to getting in Maryland, and I can't stress this enough, to look up all this that I'm going through does not pertain to every state in the states, right? Because different states have different laws. In Maryland, recreational marijuana is illegal. However, medicinal marijuana is legal, but you have to get certified, and I'll go through the steps and what I did. And just in case, the District of Columbia has, as far as I'm concerned, recreational and medicinal marijuana are both legal. Because that was one thing I kind of just assumed. So starting off, let's see where I began. After kind of using this for a while, I want to say probably a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, I'm not even sure. I needed something that was stronger, right? I needed something that I didn't have to use every 4 hours. I only had this at night, however, so I couldn't tell you, and that was more so, it did make me sleepy, which is great. That's what I need, but I'm not about to take this in during the day when I have to study for 5 hours, 8 hours, sometimes straight. Like, that's just not what, and I cannot drink coffee. I bounce off the walls and I shake, and it's not fun. Anyways, so I needed something stronger. So I did my research. Another tip, do your research regarding medicinal marijuana. So I found what I first looked up was like different strains, how they could help me with my particular ailments. And after that, like I said in the first video, Kelsey at Common, I always forget the name, Common Health, Anyways, it's like it's a health food store in Frederick. She helped me out pick out the cannabis, I'm sorry, not cannabis, sorry, CBD Salve. And I did have other questions. I'm like, okay, well, as far as this marijuana, like, is this legal? Like, I was asking a bunch of questions because that's what I do. If I don't know anything, if I don't understand anything, I ask until you're like purple, right? Like, you just, it's like, go away at me. Anyways, so she did talk to me about a specific place, that she knew of. So this is mainly through word of mouth. I didn't really look outside of the people who I went to because I felt very confident with these people. So she talked about going forward, if I needed, medicinal marijuana, to kind of the steps, outline the steps of how you would obtain certification to be a legal patient. So she kind of walked me through, you have to be a resident of your state. You have to have, you have to be diagnosed with something that would qualify you for receiving medical cannabis. And you'd have to see a physician to get that sign off. You'd have to, you have to pay to see these physicians, right? And then you would get your actual certification initially, and then you can opt to get a card. So where I went to, where Kelsey recommended me to go to, was called Green Health Docs in Maryland. Again, can't stress this enough. This is Maryland. This is all regarding to Maryland. Green Health Docs. So they have different locations, and I'll put their information down if you are interested. Like the link. So they have the location that I went to was in Baltimore, just because I'm closer to Baltimore, even though it's not really Baltimore. It's hella far actually from Baltimore, but regardless, I'm glad that I went. And I know what she was talking about. They also have a location in Hagerstown, Frederick. They have other locations. I'll put it at the bottom. I don't know what they are at the top of my head. I went to the Baltimore one, and I had an amazing experience, you guys. They were so incredibly sweet. So anyways, back up. So after doing this, experimenting this for a week and a half, 2 weeks, can't remember, I was like, you know what? Let me see what this is all about. So I called their number to schedule an appointment, and I talked with this lovely girl. I don't remember her name, but she was super sweet and kind, and she's like, well, what's going on? Like, do you have like your medical records, which I went through. I did the medical records portion. They said that you could do medical records, or you could do medications that you're actually prescribed. I really wanted to get all of my records from everybody just so that I could have it for my personal, I just wanted them for me. But it worked out in the end that I got them for, even the physician was like, wow, whoa, so anyways, so, so they said, she said on the phone that you, of course, would have, after scheduling the appointment, she took all my information. She explained that there is specifically for Green Health Docs, there is a fee. I paid $200 to go see the physician, talk about my diagnosis, and talk about a little bit more information regarding which strains would be good for me, etc. Let's see, what else did she say? So she took all my information, told me that there was a fee, told me that I needed to bring my records or medication in, and I would be registering through the site MMCC, Maryland Shall we try that again, folks? You know what? Give me a minute. Why am I like always forgetting this? I don't even know where my phone's right there. Maryland Medical Cannabis Commission. Did I get it right? We'll see. I'll put that link at the bottom too, you guys. I'm sorry. There's a whole list. It's actually really plotted out really nice on the website, greenhealthdocs.com. So if you have, they could definitely give you more details that I can remember as of now. I'm really sorry. So, yeah. So I scheduled the appointment, went in, when I got there, checked in, they had me fill out a new patient form. They asked for, the regular demographics, and they do not take insurance. That's another thing. They asked for your primary care. How do you find about this? Have you talked to your primary care regarding medicinal marijuana? What other symptoms do you have? Literally the whole entire list for me was like circled. I was like, wow, this is extra. And then and a little bit more information. Gave that back, paid my fee, waited for the doctor. came in, the doctor came outside and got me. We had an amazing conversation. She was so genuine, like she was so sweet and tenderhearted, and she was even asking me, so what are you up to? You know, like, are you in school? And I told her yes. And, you know, we talked about my goals about, you know, attending graduate school and, you know, going forward for MD PhD. And told her, you know, she asked if I was, you know, a good student, what my GPA was, you know, blah, blah. And we talked, it was great. So it really felt comfortable, you know, it really felt comfortable. It wasn't just like, you know, you come in, you're like, hey, what are you here for? You know, type, you know, doctors are, you know, I understand doctors got to keep it rolling with, you know, all the patients that they have to see, but this was genuine. Like it was genuine. She took her time with me. It was great. I felt great just talking with her. Then we got into the whole, situation. She took my diagnosis codes for me because I brought records, but I'm assuming like she would just put in, if you brought medication, like the actual name of the prescription and who it was prescribed by. So for me, she put in the diagnosis codes. Yeah, we talked a little bit about, she's like, yeah, cannabis is gonna work for you. But she did definitely say, you know, I would stick to more sativas during the day, and, you know, maybe something that has more THC at night so you can sleep better, or, you know, the pain would help, you know. And she definitely did recommend CBDs for me. So there's many different parts to the cannabis flower, but there's no THC in this product. So THC is the part of cannabis that gives you the psychoactive reaction, so the high essentially. This stuff worked for me again with pain, so I'm going to be sticking with more high CBD, low, if possibly, you know, close to no THC, especially for the day, and then maybe something, maybe like an indica or something that has a little bit more THC at night. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm learning. So yeah, so we talked about that. We talked regarding, oh, and I also talked to her that one of the main concerns is getting off of Zoloft. And we talked a little bit about that, and especially like my problem is having like the symptoms of withdrawal. They're horrible. I won't go into super details. Basically I just feel sick. Like I feel sick, I feel sad, I feel happy, I feel grumpy, I feel angry, I feel like it's extreme highs and lows. It's crazy. And then I actually like get sick, and I have to hide, it's called, because I get really strange migraines. I don't know if it's, but anyway, we talked about that. I got some different options that mainly to help with the symptoms when I'm tapering off of my Zoloft. That will be under the supervision of the physician who prescribed me the Zoloft, and of course the physician that I saw for this as well. Since the physician does follow you as well, which I was really, really wanting, was the physician who's actually going to be like following me through this process, this whole journey, because this is my first time, right? Again, I'm learning. So yeah, so after that, she took me into another room, and another girl, super sweet. All these ladies were super kind. They were just helpful. Any questions? I had questions about dispensaries, like where do I go? What do I do? I had lots of questions, and they were great. They were super helpful. So we went to the separate room, and then she registered me through MMCC's site as a patient. She took my picture, she uploaded all my information, registered me as a patient. So what she told me is that from 5 to 10 business days, I would be getting an email from MMCC regarding actually giving me my medical ID, that I would have to call back, or I'd have to, you know, email, CC them in the or forward the email, or come in. So it definitely did not take 5 to 10 business days. I literally got it like, what was it? I went on Monday. Yeah, I got it Wednesday. So it was great. And I was there. I happened to go there, and yeah, and she printed out like the certificate, just a 1-page thing with her signature and all my information on it. And that is basically essentially what you'd get if you wanted to stop there. So you would be getting just a piece of paper, right, that says all your information, your medical ID. You would have to then log back onto MMCC's site and actually, like, you know, just verify. And you can also print it out through that site too, which I thought was very interesting. But for me, now this is an option. You don't have to do this because you're good. From what they told me in the state of Maryland, you're good enough with your license. But a lot of law enforcement, this is again what I was told. Okay, guys. Sometimes law enforcement would be like, if they, you know, they would want to see a piece of paper, they want to see some more stuff. Also, if, you know, because the paper, the certificate does kind of look pretty, not bland, but I mean, it looks like something that you could totally just do yourself on Word. And, you know, the signature part, no, right? The signature part, no, you cannot, right? But yeah, so that is why I am opting to get an actual physical card, like your license. It'll have my picture on it and everything, my medical ID, everything on that I can actually have that with me. So not only that, I can not carry around a freaking piece of flimsy paper and rip it and get it wet and whatever. Now again, I'm learning all the laws, I'm learning everything, you know, as I go. So if I'm saying something incorrectly, I don't mean to, I'm learning. But from what I was told at the clinic is that if you go to another state that has, for example, recreational marijuana, let's say I want to go to Colorado, right, or Washington, let's just stick with Colorado. I can go there, purchase cannabis, you know, medicate there, but I cannot, as far as I know, I cannot, like, I couldn't bring it back to Maryland, right? Like, there's laws against that. But with my medical ID card, I could do that. So that was kind of cool. That was just like another thing. I don't anticipate anytime soon doing that, but it's nice to have that, right? But that is an additional cost because you request the card through MMCC's site. That is an additional $50. I just know that that's best for me to actually physically have something. So yeah, it was all my overall, the whole experience was great. Everybody was super nice. If I had any questions, there was not one question. Now there is some things that are kind of like because the laws are kind of like, you know, the law in Maryland is, yes, medicinal marijuana is legal. However, like, for example, right now there's only one dispensary open in marijuana in Maryland, and as far as I know, it's not the easiest to get in, or like you have to make an appointment, which is not hard. I'm not saying that part is hard, but I'm waiting until next month in October. I'll probably just use the rest of this, and if it gets that bad, then maybe I'll go to that one dispensary. It's up in Frederick. Check it out, you know, see what that's like for my first time. I have no idea what to expect. I don't even have any I don't have anything. Like, let's say for example I wanted to medicate with flower, and I don't even have a pipe or a bong or anything. So, like, again, I'm all new to this stuff. I'm doing my research before I go into this because that's just what I do. Sorry, you know, So yeah, overall the whole process of going was super easy, super fast. Made me feel great. Everything, like, they listened to me, they let me talk, they didn't like interrupt me. This was a really positive environment. I felt great after, and you know, I was excited. I was like, oh my god, yes, I'm getting closer to relief, which is, in the end, this is what this is all for. I need relief. I'm tired of being in pain. I'm tired of taking pills up the yin-yang. I'm tired of doing things the way I have been. Like, they're not working, so I want to try something else. And if this doesn't work, I'll just keep on going, because that's just what I do. I keep on trucking. Something doesn't work for me, plan A doesn't work, okay, cool, plan B. You know, obviously something will work, right? I hope. Positive vibes that something will work. But yeah, so that was my experience. Let's see, going from here, maybe, not exactly sure, to be honest. I may go to the dispensary, I may not. May go to DC. That stuff, I heard that they have festivals down in DC and stuff like that, which would be really interesting to see, you know, just positive vibes, right? Like, positive vibes everywhere. But yeah, be responsible, be smart, be educated, be nice, okay? The world is crazy as it is right now. Like, just be cool, be genuine, be nice, be honest, be grateful, be thankful. So until next time, guys, I will see you later.